The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by Burkins Chevrolet. If you're from GA or FLA, you should be driving a Burkins Chevrolet. Come on.
Hit it.
Come on. All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way right here, right now. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of this, we're going to hand out a prize pack. Well, because we can. And, Beef, what are we handing out this week? Are we still boogity?
You know it, Danny. Today's Wednesday, so we've got 3 more opportunities, including today at the end of the 10-minute drill, for one lucky Guggen to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Firecracker 250, powered by Coca-Cola down at Daytona International Speedway on July 5th.
All right, so that'll be fun. We'll do that at the end of this segment. Let's start with a gut punch to a franchise. This has happened here before. It's the worst kind of feeling you can have. I remember the day well. It was a Friday. I think it could have been my birthday. It was right around like May 12th. And it was Jaguar rookie camp. And in said rookie camp, their top pick, Dante Fowler Jr., went down with a knee injury.
Man, I remember it.
We it didn't look good, that he had torn his ACL and was out for the year. And it's the worst thing because there's so much build up to the draft and so much discussion about the draft. And then you get your guy for the draft. And what happens? He gets lost for the year. Well, anyway, that happened yesterday for the Cincinnati Bengals when they learned their top pick, offensive lineman, who we had talked about here in Jacksonville.
I certainly, if Josh Allen hadn't been available at 7, I was 100% on the Jonah Williams train.
Jonah Williams, the Alabama offensive lineman, tore labrum, I believe, surgery, expected to miss the entire football season.
Here's the list of players, Dan.
Oh,
before
that's so I feel terrible for Cincinnati. I feel terrible for the kid first, obviously, but I feel terrible for the franchise and its fans. It's a gut punch.
Since this came from a Twitter user, Evan Kaplan, of the 255 players picked in the top 15 from 2002 to 2018, only 4 of them did not play at all as a rookie.
Dante Fowler Jr. is one of them.
Carson Palmer, 2003.
Okay.
Which was by design. Jonathan Cooper, Dante Fowler Jr., and Kevin White. Now, Jonah Williams added to that list. It's a gut punch, man.
Yeah, that is the worst, dude.
Especially when you're a bad team. Yeah, and you put so much hope in that piece helping you turn the corner.
Shout out to the Clay County Gator Club and CCG himself, by the way, as they hosted Mike White here in town last night. I think all the TV stations were out there getting sound from the Gators basketball coach, who is optimistic about the program that he is building. I had mentioned yesterday on our podcast, and you can check out our podcast. We did a 4-man podcast yesterday as we included Denny Thompson and Ryan the Hacker Green along with myself and Frangie and talked all things Gators. And everybody seems to have a different opinion of Mike White. I have been a Mike White huge supporter since he's come here. And I think he's doing a great job. And he's got the Florida Gators into the NCAA's 3 straight years. He got them to an Elite 8. He's got them to the field of 32 the last 2 years. Last year, the fact that he got them into the tournament was frankly amazing. And then he won a tournament game. They beat Nevada, which was an upset. They were a 10 seed. And then they lost to Michigan 64-49, which pretty much summed up Florida's season in that they're not very good at scoring. Anyway, they have 3 young guys who are coming back, and they're bringing in a bunch of others, and they're awaiting on another 1 or 2, and away we go. But anyway, Mike, he's going to do a lot of, because they're such a young team, he's going to have them spend a lot of time together, get to know each other. Anyway, I like Mike White. I just think he's been unfairly, I think Gator fan has an unfair expectation of its basketball program, in my opinion. And Billy Donovan was a once-in-a-lifetime coach who took this team to, 4 Final Fours, multiple Elite Eights, 2 Natties. I mean, as good as it gets.
Yeah, that's an unfair bar to judge anybody
against. It's an unfair bar to judge anyone against. But anyway, that's how fans are. And so they expect now to be in the Final Four every year, and it really doesn't work that way. Anyway, I think Mike White's doing a great job, and I glad to see him here in the area last night as he visited with the Clay County Gator Club. Pretty good stuff. Couple baseball moments. I tweeted this last night, and I meant this. When I was a kid, I didn't go to a ton of baseball games. I lived in upstate New York. If we went to a Mets game, it was a huge deal. I met to a handful of big league baseball games. When was the first big league baseball game you ever attended?
8 years old.
8 years old.
Yeah.
Wrigley?
Cubs Mets. We lost.
You did?
I hated the Mets ever since.
Yeah. We beat the Braves in my first game, 5-1. Ed Kranepool hit a home run. Jim McAndrew pitched. But I don't remember it. Anyway, my point was, when you go to a game as a kid, in my era, your era, you're one of the things you want to see, and you have no idea if you're going to see it, is a home run, right? I mean, there's no guarantee you're going to get a home run. That was a big deal. Guy hits a home run, it's like, wow. Okay, you go to a game now, you're expected to see 4 or 5.
Right.
The Yankees have homered in 28 straight games.
That ties a record.
The Minnesota Twins are on pace to hit more than 300. I mean, it's almost 2 a game from the Twins.
It's cartoonish.
It's so, it's silly. It really is.
At this point, now if you're a kid that goes to a game, you're disappointed if the big stars don't hit one.
Correct.
And it's not good enough just to get a couple.
It takes away from little Johnny asking the superstar to please hit a home run for him. Oh, no problem. I'll hit you 2. So it's ruined that whole deal, right? I mean, that's down the tube. So what? He hit a home run. They hit one every night. Manny Machado went back to Baltimore and hit a home run as well. So, I heard him say this on Baseball Tonight last night on the MLB Network, and I think they're right about this. Manny Machado not re-signing in Baltimore is not a good thing, man. That's a bad deal for the Orioles. He's 26 years old. Manny Machado's the guy you want to build around, isn't he?
Right. That's a cornerstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to retain that guy.
Yeah, the fact that, you let him go, not a good look, Baltimore.
Because he was, you know exactly what Manny Machado is.
Yeah.
That's a great player.
Yeah. So anyway, those are some of the things that happened in baseball. Your team lost. My team lost. Our bullpen ERA in June is over 8.
That's not good.
I'm just saying, from what I understand and the way the game's played, as D. Murphy told me one time, the object of the game is to touch home plate more times than the other team touches home plate. If your ERA is over 8, it's going to be tough to get W's if you're the New York Metropolitans who continue to sink into the depths of hell. And they'll have their sights set on last place, and maybe the Miami Marlins will catch them, which was unfathomable at the start of the season, but very real. The Mets are more likely to be in last place than they are to be in first place.
Has Mickey yet apologized for the apology for the apology?
Somebody said this yesterday, and I'll curb the Met talk here quickly, but somebody said this yesterday. The Mets had to set a record on Monday with a grand total of 5 press conferences between the GM and the manager. So Mickey Callaway did a press conference, called the press back, did a post-game press conference. Brody Van Wagenen did 2. That's 5 combined. You'll be hard-pressed to ever find that happen again in the history of Major League Baseball, but it happens all the time with the Mets. The Callaway blow-up, dust-up, whatever you want to call it, is just another in the classic line of New York fan Metdom. And I said this Monday, and I mean this, I have tried to be a good dad to all 3 of my children. And while my daughter's not that much into baseball, both my sons love it, love the game. And I have put the curse of Metdom on them, fandom of the New York Metropolitans. And it's a sad, I'm so sorry. That's a failure as a parent. I should have been big enough boy to push them to the Yankees, or we're in Jacksonville, root for the Rays, or whatever. And I didn't, and I apologize. Speaking of the Rays, their owner doubled down, plain and simple. He's like, look, this is going to happen, so this is the best I can do.
Yeah, that's basically what you took from it, right?
This is the best I can do.
It's not going to work full time in Tampa.
It's not going to work in St. Pete. It ain't going to work in Tampa either. But yet, correct me if I'm wrong here, I still want a stadium. That's never going to happen.
It's a stadium in Tampa for half a year.
Yeah, that's never going to happen. So he might as well just move the team.
Might as well.
And it's going to happen.
They're going to happen.
They're going to move.
And probably to Montreal.
Baseball, and probably to Montreal. And baseball will be deemed and is a failure in the Tampa area for a number of reasons, some of which are not Tampa Bay fans' fault, but many of which are because they did not support the team. They did not support the team, and they had ample opportunity to. And you can be ticked off about it all you want, but like Dick Vitale is a huge Rays fan, season ticket holder. He said, I think for 20-plus years, he is not into the split season thing.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
Especially because you're going to get the front half. You're going to get all those April and May games that nobody gives a rat's rip about.
Like in June. In June, do you have the send-off party?
Right.
Hey, make sure you come out and see the Rays for the final time
when
after
do we
the game.
Call it? Like at the All-Star break?
After the game, they said it was going to be in June.
Yeah.
After the game, the boys will be signing autographs, and we'll all say you can hand them baked cookies as they say goodbye and go to Montreal. By the way, if you're the Players Union, how do you sign off on that too? I got to have 2 homes.
Right. How do you entice a free agent? Hey, we need you to rent condos in Tampa and Montreal.
I got a family here.
Right.
Although I guess you could live in Tampa, and then it's the summertime. If you're married with kids, you could just take the fam up to Montreal for the summer.
Sure. Get an Airbnb. Park it up in Montreal for a couple months.
Again, it's the beginning of the end. He wants to have it done by 2024. Their lease in Tampa or in St. Pete with the Trop runs out in 2027. So it's going to happen one way or the other. But I don't think the split schedule will work. There are a lot of different hurdles that they have to cross. Nonetheless, we shall see. Also, we're getting ready for one more thing. We're getting ready for NBA free agency.
Right around the corner, man, this weekend.
And trade decisions. The big one yesterday is that was it Woj-bomb?
It was a Woj-bomb that the Rockets want to try and work a sign-in trade for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, which you are so incredibly excited about. You want it to happen desperately because
for all the wrong reasons.
Because you don't think Jimmy Butler and Harden and Paul can coexist
at all.
At all.
I mean, you're telling that's poison. Those three together. That's oil and water. You're
going to take more if you're Harden. You're going to take more points away from you. I'm not passing the ball.
Right.
This is what we do. I dribble the ball at the top of the key until the shot clock's down to 6, and then I go.
And if you're Jimmy Butler and you want to go 90 miles an hour in practice and you've got pouty Chris Paul and man boobs over there, doesn't want to go.
Yeah. It's not going to work.
It's going to end in fisticuffs.
It's not going to be a good thing.
Oh, it's going to be glorious.
But I do give the Rockets credit for this. There's a window of opportunity. They see it, and they're busting through it.
They're trying to.
They're trying to.
Anything that runs the possibility of exposing Daryl Morey is not the smartest guy in the room, even though everybody thinks he is.
I know.
I love.
He thinks he is.
And I want.
He thinks
desperately.
All right, let's do this. Let's boogity. You want to go racing? 641-1010 right now. 641-1010. We'll take caller number 4.
Oh.
At 641-1010. Remind them one more time what they're going to get.
Yeah, caller number 4 at 641-1010 is going to take home a family 4-pack to the Circle K Firecracker 250 powered by Coca-Cola on Friday, July 5th down at the Daytona International Speedway.